Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AFC North. Starting down the line.
Mark Herman, a.k.a. LA Bengal fan on Twitter, is proudly sitting in for Sam, repping the Bengals.
Very nice, very nice. Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jay Davis Utar, Ravens.
Chris Adkins, Steelers guy.
There you go. All right, so starting down the line, Bengals.
Great rebound game by the Bengals. I think all Bengal fans were really looking forward to seeing what we had with A.J. McCarron. Turned out he did a great job managing the game. Defense stepped up in a huge way. Carlos Dunlap forces a fumble, returns it inside the 10, gives AJ a short field. We had an interception by Burfict. We had an interception by Pac-Man Jones. Both occurred on the San Francisco side of the field. Short field. We had AJ McCarron's first touchdown pass to Tyler Croft. I guess if your name's Tyler and you're tight end, you're on the Bengals. So that was his first touchdown pass. Absolutely great rebound game for them. Only downside I would say is our running game was not there. Our offensive line did not play well. We did not get a good push off the ball. Running backs did not put up the numbers. I'm going to credit that to San Francisco's stout front and the fact that they play great defense at home.
All right, rock on. Moving on to the Browns.
Seattle 30, Cleveland 13. Johnny didn't do that bad. He had six.
Johnny didn't do that bad!
He had his moments.
Johnny did have his moments.
Almost at 60% completion. The one stat I'm going to give you guys, 30 points on 8 drives. That's what Seattle did. 8 drives, the whole game, 30 points. They're an impressive fucking football team. And the other one is Johnny now has 4 touchdown passes in back. But he has a touchdown pass in 4 straight games. There we go. Got that one out.
Don't hurt yourself.
Other than that, though, the third and longs, those are killing us. We got to be able to stop that. I mean, if we're shutting them down on the first 2 downs, and then we're giving up 8 yards for them to pick up a first, we're killing ourselves. We're losing momentum by constantly doing that. That secondary really has to learn to step up.
Yeah.
I was looking at you guys' record for the past few years, and last week against the 49ers, I think, was your first win in December since, I think, the 2012 season.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like the team starts to give up after a while? Are they like...
I think in the years past they have. I think what we're watching right now is there's no real give up right now in these guys. I think they're really trying to play this out all the way down to the last week. I think Pettin has them playing for him. And that's one of the reasons why I think Pettin should stay. O'Neal, that fucktard's got to go. Well, it's the highest paid defense in the NFL, the Browns. And we can't stop anything. Like, that clearly says that O'Neal's not doing his job. That's the one guy I think that should be fired.
Yeah.
But,
All right, well, let's move on to Ravens. Ravens wound up losing to the Chiefs by 20. Jesus.
Could use some help there.
Yeah, could have used a lot of help. Could have used everybody that's out. I will say that we did have a lot of our younger guys step. I mean, Jamal Roll, Kamar Aiken. Jesus, what a game.
Yep.
Absolutely. That Hail Mary was beautiful. Yeah. Zadarius Smith, Jeremy Butler, Brent Urban with his first sack. Absolutely great. I think we found a punt returner, kick returner in Kalen Clay. So that's great to have finally.
Yes.
And, I mean, honestly, it was such a brutal game to watch because getting 2 interceptions, getting them returned back, etc., like, it's just frustrating to anybody, but, especially with us, like, it's like salt in the wound. I will say it was really good to see, like, Mosley kind of return to form, 9 tackles, just really good effort. And KO at left tackle, I'm really loving. I'm really, really loving his performance. And honestly, it's like you guys saw the game. You know exactly all the things that went wrong. But honestly, I think that, like, if we had been able to really just, I don't know. I think if we had more experience with Clausen on the routes, we wouldn't have had the turnovers, etc. I think that penalties kind of hurt us, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it has been in the past. So anyway, that's me for Ravens and Chiefs. Steelers.
3 straight wins. All 3 are these last 3 wins were all against teams that were their respective division leaders at the time. The Colts have since got passed up. My prediction last week was kind of correct that to beat these guys, to beat the Broncos, we just had to outscore them. I mean, the defense was not going to stop them early in that first half. They were starting to look kind of scary. They really kind of lit us up there, especially in the passing game. Then Ben came alive in that second half. The defense woke up. We really took control in that second half there. I kind of feel like a broken record talking about Ben Roethlisberger every week, but again, 380 yards, 3 touchdowns. My man is killing it. That's why he's in the Pro Bowl.
Oh, really?
And Antonio Brown was a beast this week too.
Antonio Brown was a beast this week. I will say that
he was.
You know, it is interesting. It's like I was talking about this before we started the show that like your pass defense though, like against number 1 wide receivers, has just been a little lacking there. So, like you guys have given up more than I expected you to there. So there's that.
There is that.
Yes.
Their secondary's weak, just like the Browns.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot.
Especially the pass defense, though. Especially the pass defense scares me. I mean, there hasn't been too many huge rushing games against us this year. The passing defense is what's holding us back this season.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on, and we'll start with us since our games are exactly next week. We're playing each other, Steelers, Ravens. I'll defer to you to kick that bad boy off. Go for it. So what are you thinking?
I'm trying to not look at this game as a walk in the park, as so many people are kind of thinking about it. Don't let this be a trap game for us. I mean, it's still a team that is by a landslide.
Trap game.
We're like quicksand. We just go
overlooking Baltimore to play Cleveland.
It's horrible. I mean, this is the one team that we get up for every single season, twice a season. I'm not going to look past it. I mean, you guys are going to find a way to put a good plan to go out there and face us. I mean, I don't expect it to be a walk in the park like a lot of people are thinking.
So, if you had to make a prediction, what would it be?
I do think we're going to beat you pretty bad. I mean, I think towards the end it's going to get a little ugly. I think it might get sloppy there. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking 38-17.
Wow, you're giving no respect there. 21-point difference.
You guys haven't
in Baltimore.
Yeah, I know.
He's got him slapping you around and you're out.
All right.
It's a comeback game for us. I mean, we're
because you already lost
about that.
Okay, so I was talking about this earlier with the wide receivers have been all over the Steelers defense, and with Kamar Aiken kind of showing us what he's really made of. Like I'm expecting to see a lot of Kamar Aiken during this game. Yeah. Also, I know that Smith and Wagner, they're both out for this game, so we're losing our number 1 corner. And Wagner, I mean, it hurts us, but it's not horrible. And it's also the question of who shows up on the day, whether it's Clausen or Schaub.
I heard Clausen.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I
hear it's going to be Clausen as well. So it's but on the days, who knows who they wind up putting in first. I think really the key for this game is just good old smash mouth football. I think we have to go out there to really just be rough and tumble like we haven't been. And really, it's I leave that up. I defer that to John Harbaugh, just trying to get the entire team behind it. The one thing that to me is really interesting is the talk of how the Steelers Ravens rivalry has kind of lost some steam. There was even an article on that on BaltimoreRavens.com. I know, right? But here's the thing: I don't think it's. I think that it's not as strong because of our injuries and because our leaders that are out now, who have been the ones that are much more about the hate on the Steelers. I think it's because they're out, but I don't think that it's losing that much steam. I don't think it's even enough steam to really write about. So that's my thing.
I think the point that I think some people are trying to make is that right now the star power is not in the game. I mean, it's not the high profile names that are going to be out there. Well, at least for the Ravens. I mean, we still have
you guys are completely healthy. We're not. So.
Well, I mean, some of the guys that were there for those really big rivalry games that we had, Ben's still there. I think what's happening is that the atmosphere at the game is still going to be the same as it has been for years and years against the Ravens. There may not be as many people watching from home. It might not be as prime time as it has been, but the atmosphere at the game will be the same.
This is your Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. This is our Super Bowl.
And if you can't get up to pay them back for knocking you out of the postseason last year, you don't deserve to go to the postseason.
You know what? I completely agree with that. On top of that, I think that it's true. This is totally our Super Bowl. And the biggest also thing to consider is that for us in Baltimore, if we win this game, we can sit there and look at the season and say, you know what? A lot sucked, but we freaking beat the Steelers twice. Like that's going to be our thing. Like that's the whole momentum going forward.
Good luck.
Hey, it's like I'm not wishing you any good luck.
So tell me this: how are you going to answer that enigma that is our offense right now?
That's the thing. Is like with your offense, like our defense really needs to step up, and I think there's talent that can do it, but I think that they got to go above 110%. I think it's really got to be like 130, 150% more
200.
effort. Like it's got to be like way the hell up there. Now, as far as prediction goes, honestly, if we can just have one miracle, I think that it's going to be a lot closer than what you think. And that miracle may be in the hands of Kamar Aiken or Buck Allen. If I have to make a prediction, I don't think it's going to be as high as you think. And the reason why is, like, I know that, you're hot on Ben right now, but I think it's actually going to be closer. I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be, I hate to say it, I think the Ravens are still going to lose this, but I think it's going to be 28, and I think it's going to be like 28-21. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think that we're going to be fighting harder. I do a caveat. Again, if Kamar Aiken gets through your pass defense like all the other wide receivers have gotten through your pass defense, this could go completely opposite, and we could have something like, 31-28 on the Ravens. Like, I can see that happening too. So
death blow.
For the first time in franchise history, we've had 6 straight games where we scored 30 or more points.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Good luck.
You're
Hey,
due
man.
for a down week, man.
yeah, it's our throwdown. It's like our gauntlet is there. Like, what do you got?
All
Like,
right,
there
all
it
right,
is.
let's
All right,
see.
moving
All right.
on to the Browns.
The Browns. All right, we go to Kansas City. Kansas City's 9-5. Cleveland, we're 3-11. Let's first shout out to Joe Thomas and Alex Mack for making the Pro Bowl. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
Joe's
Marshall
eighth in a row.
Yanda and Sam Cook. Thank you. And, like,
You got the punter in there.
You know.
You got the punter.
and we got a guard.
And Bengals had 2 snubs, Dunlap and Dalton.
Yeah. Brandon Williams got snubbed too on the Ravens. I totally didn't agree with that either. So
All right, so Kansas City and Cleveland, we've played 25 times in the history. It's 11, 11, and 2. We're dead up.
Wow.
Even in points, actually. 484 points for the Browns, 483 for Kansas City. We just match up really well against them.
Wow.
They match up really well against us. It's going to be a really, really freaking interesting game. It's in Kansas City. Kansas City against us, they're 7-3-1, and they've won 8 in a row. It does not look good for the Browns. I honestly think that there's a chance, much like I thought last week there was a chance against Seattle. I thought we played Seattle really well last week. I think we'll play Kansas City really well. I think we don't have enough talent, so I think we're going to probably come up on the short side of this one, 24-17, but it should be a very, very entertaining football game. And I really, honestly, it's going to be a walk-off. Somebody's going to score something at the back end of it to win it.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
28-17?
24-17.
24-17. Okay, cool. Rock on. Now go on to the Bengals.
Bengals go to Denver. It's the final Monday night game of the year. I think
Interesting.
halfway through the schedule, everybody knew that this was going to decide who got the 2 seed, who got the 3 seed, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Winner's going to get the bye. Loser's going to play the first week, probably against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So the Bengals have got to get up for this game. The O-line needs to perform better than they did against San Francisco, but the defense needs to do exactly what they did here, pressure the quarterback, and we can go in there and we can win this game. I really think that this is going to be an AFC North kind of battle.
I can
Yeah.
Low
totally see
scoring.
that.
I'm really thinking, 2017 Cincinnati. I think they're going to get the push.
2017.
I really think it's going to be one of those close, brawls.
Yeah.
I can see
really-
that.
And
Absolutely.
here's the thing: is like you need to beat us. Like this game, like this is do or die for you, and for us, it's our season. But you also want the Bengals to beat the Broncos too, which is also like bittersweet because that way you guys play the Broncos for the first round of the playoffs, and that's a lot better than going back and trying to play the Bengals again.
Yeah.
Because
And-
honestly, it's a better thing for you.
And the
guys.
Bengals and Steelers have a history of kicking the crap out of
Yeah,
one another.
exactly.
Week 17 last year, the Bengals and Steelers basically eliminated each other.
Yeah.
We knocked out Le'Veon Bell. You knocked out A.J. Green. We both lost.
And then the
next
Ravens
week.
went to beat
Yeah.
the Steelers in
Yeah.
order to do that.
And the
so.
Bengals went to Indy with no weapons. So
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, guys. All right, well, that is it for us here at AFC North.
Where's everybody going to be?
Oh, yeah, exactly. So where are you going to be for yours?
Black Rose. Black Rose.
You're going to be at the Black Rose for
Yeah.
your game? Awesome. I'm going to be at the West Wing, also known as Happy Endings on Sunset here in LA.
Not sure where I'm going to be, but,
What's different?
but
That's
if I end up anywhere, it'll be at this beach club. It's a Browns Backers club in Santa Monica.
Rock on.
Oh,
You're going to Browns backers. Yay!
Well, I will be with the Bengal Rest crowd Monday night at Five Line Tavern in Eagle Rock. It should be rocking. This is a huge game for us.
Awesome, guys.
All right.
Again, thank you again to all of our YouTube commenters. We love you guys. Keep it. We love interacting with you guys. Reddit. Love you people. You're amazing.
And it's Christmas time.
Yeah, exactly.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas to
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Happy New
holidays.
Year's. Happy New Year's. Happy
holidays.
Hanukkah. The other thing is also to follow us on Twitter at AFC Northerners. A lot of content that we come out, a lot of content that we talk about happens there, and we are happy. If you're a fan, follow us. We'll always thank you for following us back. In the meantime, we're gonna sign off as we always do with "Fuck the Patriots." Happy holidays, guys. Happy New Year.
holidays.